Assalamu alaikum. I'm so tired. Feels like I've walked 1,000 miles. Uninspired. Dunya's got me on my knees.
It's just really awesome to see everybody come together as like a community. Who wouldn't want to see this face every day? Like, you know, every night, like, we come together to eat and to, like, you know, just sit and reflect on the day, maybe make jokes about our bad breath and who was, like, awkwarded out by it.
Everyone gets together, eats together, and prays together. Usually my family doesn't eat together, and during Ramadan we make it a point to come together and eat dinner together and go to Tarawih together. Ramadan's a month where you pretty much take out all the negative aspects of your life and try to become a better person religiously. Just in general, try to become a better person.
It's such a peaceful month, and everyone, you know, gets in touch with their religion a little bit more. So I really like that part too.
Because when you're fasting, it feels like you're closer. Because I don't know, it's just me, but you do feel closer to God.
I can definitely say, you know, when it was sunset on the first day of Ramadan, you feel like this calmness that just comes into you, like you feel like at peace, and you feel like I immediately started smiling. Everyone was laughing at me, but I started smiling, and it's like things that were a burden on your shoulders before, they kind of get lifted, and so that carries throughout the whole month, and I think that's why people like it so much.
I find that I'm more cognizant about the evils that I'm committing during Ramadan as compared to the rest of the year. I don't know why that is, but that's just the feeling that I get during Ramadan.
There's a lot that's my favorite. I can't really pinpoint one. It's like my birthday, not really, but it's like that feeling you get every year when it's your birthday. At least for me, like it's a special day and you look forward to every aspect, starting from like waking up to the night doing Tarawih. Like everything is just very special. And like she said, like just the sense of community and being able to reflect with everyone, not just alone. So
like that spiritual rejuvenation you get from fasting and abstaining from food, water, and what have you. The chance for improving myself, not just in terms of worldly gain, but in terms of spiritual. And I think also the community that comes with that, whether you're at home with your families, communities back home, the community here, there's like a sense of closeness that you don't get at any other time of the year. I think that's like a beautiful feeling that Ramadan brings out in people.
You have to give up your favorite things, some of the things you desire, as basic as water and things like that. And so it's very rewarding to be able to do it and feel for the people who actually don't even have it for a whole day, not just like for the 12 hours in the day that we actually fast for.
My favorite thing about Ramadan is the training to becoming a master of myself.
What's your favorite thing about Ramadan?
Definitely shooting Fastathon promo videos.
List of things I want to accomplish, and so I use that list to kind of guide my entire Ramadan. You know, I want to start reading more Quran, or I want to start praying more, or I want to change something in my personality that's deficient, and so it's a good time to, you know, start those goals.
Not only Ramadan, but Islam itself, to just to increase my knowledge on it, and to kind of fix my ways, try to lessen on the sins, and try to increase on the good deeds and all the benefits that comes out of it. Just try to make the best out of it.
I think my goal for this Ramadan is definitely to be more patient. Like, we definitely have to deal with being hungry, and not just being hungry, but abstaining from vulgar language or just like overreacting. So I think my goal is to be patient, hopefully get through the whole month without any slip-ups.
Reading extra Quran whenever I get a chance. I try to read extra Quran during this time of the year, and also just being extra thankful for what I have, because that's when you realize that you have things that you should be appreciating even more during this time of day.
Not getting irritated, despite being hungry or despite it being hot and not being able to drink water, just kind of like keeping my cool, because you know, you have that tendency to snap at people. So just like being patient, I guess you can say.
I agree with her again. I feel like Ramadan is all about testing and being tested with your weaknesses. So with me, I'm not a morning person, so definitely waking up for suhoor, it has like a different kind of feel just because it's not something I want to do, but at the same time I'm doing it for a great cause.
One of my biggest flaws, I would definitely say, is my patience. And so like with the whole idea of Ramadan, like, you know, having patience, going through an entire day without, you know, like eating and drinking and, you know, restraining yourselves from other things as well. It teaches you a lot about patience and, you know, self-control. And so that's something that I work on every year. And again, that's one of my goals this year as well.
I think it's just like small aspects too, like even just like not getting angry or not swearing or not just being like negative in life. And I feel like that encompasses like just fasting too. So being able to do that in Ramadan and just being able to carry it through to the rest of the year is super important to me, and I think it helps you grow as a good human being and just a good Muslim. Yeah, I'll try to be less sarcastic and try to be nicer to people.
It's a way of life, so everyone tries to the best of their ability, to follow that way of life. And so whether you come from Bosnia or Pakistan, India, Palestine, anywhere, you're still striving to follow that road, to get on that road. And so I think that those struggles on trying, not struggles, but like those attempts to strive for that brings us together.
Definitely that feeling when your forehead hits the ground, for me personally, when you're praying. I know, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but just that connection that you feel, that you're bowing down to something greater than anything, greater than your boss, greater than your parents, greater than any type of humanly creation. So it's just like bowing down to that one person and knowing that they'll always be there to listen, even when people aren't. For me, that's just, it's someone to lean on. That feeling when I have them, when I'm prostrating, is just, it's indescribable. I don't really know what to say. Everything, like every single thing you do, like every little thing you do, even opening the door for someone, like it tells you that you'll be rewarded for that. So it kind of gives you like this push to be the best person that you can be, because at the end of the day or at the end of time, you'll be rewarded for every single good thing that you've done.
I feel like for students like us, Islam gives you something to lean on. You always, always, always have obviously a lot to just lean on, to call out to when your parents, friends, and everyone else isn't there. And for people with anxiety, aka us, it's good to just have, I mean, it's amazing to have someone to call out to at any hour of the day, and you just feel peaceful.
I associate Islam in my life most strongly with that constant reminder of consciousness of God, consciousness of this universal flow, consciousness of universal laws, consciousness of the fact that I'm a part of this universal flow and that I'm a very purposeful part of it, and the fact that I have to pray 5 times a day to remind myself of that. The fact that everything that I do throughout the day has to be somehow tied to that greater purpose, greater, this metaphysical thing. That's what I associate most with being a Muslim.
I think what helps define me as a Muslim and Islam in general is definitely prayer. I feel like 5 times a day it's something that reminds me of Islam, reminds me of Allah, and then afterwards when we make dua or prayer, we talk to God. So doing that 5 times a day definitely keeps your heart close to God, and you just can't forget it then throughout the whole day.
Having the prayer 5 times a day helps you keep a balance in your life. If you're doing something, it
prevents you from overindulging in something. For example, if you're watching the World Cup, it brings you back, okay, there are more important things in life you have to deal with. If you become angry or you're having an argument with someone, it brings you back, okay, it's time for prayer. I should be, at that point, you just stop whatever you're doing and you go back to prayer and remember God.
I think it's just small aspects being put into your everyday life. So just like adding things that we've learned throughout our life about Islam into like our values and our morals and just like our actions in everyday life. Like,
yeah, that's a big part of Islam. Like, I think the whole idea of Islam, it's just like teaching you a way of life, and you know, there's parts of Islam in everything we do in our day. Yeah. And so like it's not just like one thing, like it's not just like praying that like brings you in touch with your religion. It's just like there's little bits and pieces that you can incorporate like every day throughout your day.
It can even be like the smallest things, like just smiling at a stranger, because like that's enough. Or just like if someone's sad, like going up to them and like asking them how they're doing.
Yeah,
small stuff like that.
Yeah.
The most difficult part about it is, I mean, this happens every day, the struggle with yourself, but in Ramadan it's intensified, so you're constantly coming to terms with yourself and you're constantly almost looking at yourself in the mirror, because that's what fasting kind of gets you to do. It really focuses in on you and what kind of a person you are, what kind of character you have, and I think that's the most difficult thing to deal with.
The caffeine. Especially during Ramadan, you get really tired because you have to wake up in the morning, and not having food, you get very sleepy, and the caffeine I'm not addicted to it, but it helps you, you know? It wakes you up, and when you don't have the caffeine, it's kind of hard.
Hard to study while hungry. I definitely have to like find ways to stay focused with my low energy levels, but hopefully we'll get through it.
Right? So you're really hungry throughout the day, and then I have like basic cable, and so sometimes I'll be flipping through channels and I'll hit food channel, and you know, like my mind will be telling me no, but like my body is telling me yeah, and so I can't, like, it's like torture, right? So you're watching the food channel, you're looking at all this delicious food, and it's like appealing to you, but it's only making it worse, and so now you're only thinking about food more. And so me and the food channel, for many Ramadans of my life, have had this like constant struggle, and I hope for this Ramadan, since I don't have basic US cable here, it'll be more of a uplifting experience because I won't have food channel weighing me.
It's so easy though. You just have to fast and go to the masjid.
Being patient and thinking of those who have it much worse than we could. Yeah, sure, we don't have food, but we still have like air conditioning, we have the comforts of like a bed. There are definitely people in the world who don't have food any day of the year, and then on top of that, no homes, or like not feeling safe wherever you are.
I try not to see it as a challenge, just like as an opportunity, as like cliche and Fortune 500-ish as that sounds, but it's more of like an opportunity to strive, because in my feeling is the more you strive, the more you struggle, the more fruit you get from this, the more reward you get from this, tangible and intangible, worldly and spiritual. And so each challenge that I do face, I'm just taking it in stride, strive, and keep going like I'm not fasting.
I'm anything with more than 2 legs or that can fly, I'm just terrified of. So I'm standing near the scarves, and all of a sudden this bat flies from the brother's side onto the sister's side, and I literally run from the scarves across the whole room trying to get out because, you know, it's a bat, it's scary, and it's inside. But then once the imam starts the prayer, you know, we all get serious, we all stand in line and we all pray, and literally during that time when we were praying, it's like, you know, we did put our faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We just looked down, we prayed. I mean, we saw the shadow of it going through the light, and none of us fidgeted, none of us screamed, and we just continued our prayer. And then once the prayer was over, then we could continue being scared of the bat.
What do you do during Ramadan?
Pray. No eating and no drinking. That's